G'day guys, my name's Paul and I'm with Norsk Prepper. Thanks for being patient. I've just gotten over a serious case of the man flu. So today's the first time I've actually been feeling okay in the last 10 days to post a video. So I want to make this a very useful video for Christmas, and it's going to be my #1 tips for saving electricity while still staying warm. Now, unlike a lot of prepping channels and people that talk about this topic, I'm not really interested in looking at gadgets that use a lot of electricity, like heated blankets and all of those kind of things. I'm more interested in passive ways that we can actually save electricity while still staying warm over the winter. So first of all, what I'll do is I'll talk about wool. Wool is very important when it comes to staying warm. I use a wool sweater, I've got wool thermals underneath, and we wear wool in our house. We also use slippers. So here are the kids' slippers here, and these are wool to keep the kids' feet warm. On top of this, dressing in wool, because wool is antibacterial, it requires a lot less washing than cotton or any synthetic material. It also helps you to regulate your temperature really well, so that you don't have to have the house at a constant comfortable temperature. The wool will actually do that. So one of the other things that we have is we have these thick duty blankets here, military style or emergency woolen blankets. I have one of these on over my doona because I just use a summer doona, and that keeps me plenty warm enough. Now, on top of that, one of the other things where you can save quite a bit of electricity, if you have a fireplace like we do, which is behind me, even if you haven't got cookers on top, what you can do is you can put a big pot on the corner like you see here, and you can put the water in it, and you can just heat that water up over the day. So then at night time, when it comes time to go to bed, you can use something like a hot water bottle like this, and you can fill it up with hot water and you can put it in the bed. So we have a hot water bottle for each member of the family, and this gets filled up with hot water and gets put in our beds to preheat the bed so that we have a comfortable night's sleep. And you'll be surprised, this will still be warm even in the morning, and it will retain that heat. Now, depending on the size of pot, the pot that you want to put on the fireplace, what you can also do is you can use that pot in conjunction with a camp shower, and you basically have free hot water, so you can have a nice hot comfortable shower. Now, what I recommend is if you've got a camp shower that has a small rechargeable battery, get rid of the standard shower head, which uses a lot of water, and replace it with a water saving head like this one here. This is quite cheap, it's under $10, so we paid I think 70 krona for this, Trudy? 229 krona. Okay, so this one was quite expensive, but still it will stretch that hot water out. So my wife and I, we found that we use less than 10 litres to have a shower, and with this head here, that will double the time that you can have the shower and double the enjoyment that you're going to get out of it, because a free hot shower is a wonderful thing. Now, if you've got that extra hot water and you don't use it all up in the shower, then what you can do is you can take thermoses that you've got and fill them up, so that in the morning you also have extra hot water that you can use for your coffee and whatever else that you need to do. So don't waste the energy that you're putting into heating water, because heating water is very expensive. Now, one of the other things that you can do is that sometimes you can find these candles on sale. Now, this one here is from IKEA and it's quite cheap. It'll last about 45 hours. But these actually do produce a significant amount of heat. So you can even use this to heat your house a little bit while also providing light. Now, most of you guys have seen you can put a terracotta pot over the top, and the heat will heat up that terracotta pot. We don't really have to do that. We shut our living room up, and we just contain the heat within the living room, and we try to restrict how much of that heat that we lose out the door. So if you don't have to go outside and blast the heat out the front door, then that's my recommendation. Keep the heat trapped in. So one of the other things that you should do is you should also check for drafts around your windows and doors. If you find that there's a draft being let in, take that foam tape and you tape up around the door. We were missing quite a lot of heat to our balcony door. It was letting a lot of cold air in underneath the door, so we sealed that up, and now it's maintaining the heat much better in our living room. On top of that, one of the other things too is keep an eye on what your electricity cost is. Here we've got some bioethanol, which is used for ethanol fireplaces. Now this costs about 40 krona, so what's that? That's roughly about $4. And depending on what the electricity price is, sometimes it's cheaper for me to use this Origo heat pail and heat the living room with alcohol than it is for me to use electricity if I don't want to use the fireplace, and this will provide the heat quite quickly. So this is another very cheap way or it's not cheap, but it can be cheaper than using electricity. Now, we're a family of 6 people. We do a lot of cooking. One of the other ways to save power is don't throw your leftovers out. If you've wasted the power and the energy to actually make the leftovers and to cook them, then don't throw them in the bin afterwards. Put them in the refrigerator and heat them up. One very efficient way of reheating your food is by using an air fryer. The air fryer doesn't require you to heat the entire volume of an oven. So when you put the food in the air fryer, it will heat up just what you need, and it will heat it very quickly and very efficiently. So this is why I'm a huge fan of air fryers. I think that they're really good and they're quite efficient. So I hope that you enjoyed these tips. The main reason why I'm giving you guys these tips is because prepping and living a life of self-sufficiency, this has to be something that we do all the time. This has to be something that we're thinking about and we integrate into our everyday. Because the problem is if we looked at the Y2K situation, a lot of people went prepping and they prepared a lot of food because they're preparing for an event. We're not preparing for an event. We're preparing so that we can be saving money, we can be putting this away. If anything should happen, then we're already ready for it. There's a minimum disruption to our everyday routine because we are already quite self-sufficient. So for example, when we need to make food, we don't run to the store and buy the ingredients. We first go to our pantry. We take the ingredients from our pantry and we make our food. And then when we go to the store, then we go and buy the food to replace what we've taken from the pantry. So this is really important to understand that you're not prepping for war, you're not preparing for any of those things, you're preparing for a successful life. Now, in closing, guys, what I'd like to recommend every person to do now that we're heading into Christmas, if you know that there is somebody struggling and they're doing it harder than you, reach out to them, offer to help them, or better yet, if you know they're having a hard time, bake them some food, go and do a grocery shopping run and just drop off some groceries on their doorstep. This is a time now where a lot of people are struggling to make ends meet, and this is a time when we really need to extend our compassion to one another. The government's not going to do this, guys. We're in this together. We have to take care of one another. We're here because of bad policy and bad government, so we can't expect government to dig us out of the problem that they've caused. So guys, go through your list of contacts, have a look at people that are struggling, pay attention to what's going on Facebook. If there's anyone that you know of, go and help them. Go and talk to your neighbours before Christmas. See how they're going. If they're not doing anything, invite them to your house. Open up your home and bring people in. Now should be a time for us to be building community and taking care of one another. Like I said, we're doing this because this is a way of life. This is what we have to get back to so that we can help one another out. If we think like this, then we truly are in it together and we will help each other come through these difficult times. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for all the subscribers. We're nearly at 1,500 subscribers despite YouTube's best efforts to throttle the reach of these videos. I really do appreciate that you've taken the time to watch this video, that you guys comment down in the comment section, that you share these videos. I do put time and effort into putting them together, and I'm absolutely certain you guys appreciate it. For those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really does help us. And guys, I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all. See ya.